When someone can't see your site, whether they're using a screen reader or their bandwidth is limited, the way you describe your images and icons become incredibly important. That's where things like alt text and ARIA labels come in. They fill in the blanks for people who can't rely on visuals, and they give search engines more context about what's actually on the page. So in this lesson, we'll walk through how to describe visual and interactive elements using the right accessibility tools, like alt text for images, ARIA labels for icons, and clear descriptive button and link text. Believe it or not, these small adjustments make a big impact. Let's kick things off by talking about alternative text, also known as alt text. Alt text is a brief description that lives in the code of your site and gets read aloud by screen readers when someone can't view the image. And just like other tags, it lets search engines better understand the content of your visuals, which, if you haven't guessed by this point in the course, is very important. To add alt text to an image in Framer, just select the image, then click on it under the Fill section in the Style panel. Scroll to the bottom and you'll see a field labeled alt text. This is where we can type in our image description. Alt text should always be short, clear, and feel human, like we're writing a sentence as if we were describing the image to someone over the phone. For example, instead of writing hero-image-mountain-sunrise-v2, we'd want to write something more like a person standing on a mountain at sunrise. Now, if the image is decorative, like a background shape or a gradient, it's okay to leave the alt text empty so screen readers know to skip it. Done right, alt text helps both your users and your SEO. Next, let's move to ARIA labels. ARIA stands for Accessible Rich Internet Applications, but you don't need to remember that. What matters is that ARIA labels let us describe elements that don't have visible text. So if you've got an icon inside a frame that acts like a link or a button and there's no text around it, a screen reader won't know what it does unless we tell it. Just like other tags, we can add an ARIA label by heading to the accessibility section in the properties panel and selecting ARIA label. Then simply type a short, descriptive phrase that clearly explains what the element does in context. For example, in my footer, I have an image that links to Instagram and only shows the Instagram icon. So my ARIA label for this might be "Visit us on Instagram." Remember that all of these small details add up to help bridge the gap between design and usability, making sure everyone, regardless of how they navigate the web, gets the same experience. That brings us to the next part: how to write clear, descriptive button and link text that helps everyone get where they're going. By now, you've probably noticed that one of the easiest ways to improve both accessibility and SEO is by being specific with our wording. That's especially true for buttons and links. So it's best to avoid vague phrases like "click here" or "learn more," which are everywhere, but don't actually tell anyone what to expect. Sure, they're easy to write, which is why they're so common, but they leave users guessing and give search engines almost no information to work with. Instead, we want to aim for text that clearly spells out what someone can expect when they click. So things like "view pricing details," "explore case studies," "download the guide." These kinds of labels don't just help users know what to expect, they also give search engines stronger signals about the content they're linking to. And that can make a real difference in how your pages are ranked and discovered. These are all low effort, high impact wins, and they go a long way in making your site more inclusive and easier for people and search engines to understand. In the next lesson, we'll move on from individual elements to full page SEO, including how to set titles, page descriptions, and URLs that help your pages show up in search results. But again, throughout this course, always remember this: if your content isn't purely visual, don't make it only visual. Describe it with intention. And I'll see you in the next one.